I'm Lloyd Halil from Mozilla Labs and wanted to spend some time talking to you about our newest experiment. More and more, the phrase using the computer has become synonymous with using the internet. Many of us now use web apps for tasks that we used to have dedicated desktop software for. A couple of examples of where this migration is happening include checking email, talking to our friends, listening to music, and even now playing games. Because our behaviors are changing, it only makes sense that the tools we use on the computer where those behaviors are expressed change as well. The void that exists between traditional desktop software and web applications is what has motivated us to launch a new experiment into what we call open web applications. So what are these things? Well, this new type of application that we envision provides the rich interactions and convenience of native applications, but preserves the features that make the web special and unique. They are discoverable, linkable, and fueled by the technologies of the web, HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. The defining features of open web apps include, first, these apps are always within arm's reach. They're super easy to launch. Second, they can be sold for a fee, or they can be free. Next, they integrate better with the underlying platform than traditional web apps do. Also, they work in both desktop and mobile environments, and they run in any modern browser with support for basic HTML features. Finally, they can be distributed by developers directly to users without any gatekeeper, in addition to being distributed through any number of potentially competing online stores. With these goals in mind, we've launched a project to develop the infrastructure to make this happen. A prototypical technical view of the system we propose looks like this. Applications are developed by anyone using standard web technologies. Users are offered these applications through either formal application stores or by the developers themselves. When apps are installed or purchased, a record is stored in the application repository, which is a trusted client-side collection of installed applications. Having this information, the browser can then provide a seamless UI to help launch and manage the apps that matter most to a user. Now, while browser support for apps may provide the best possible user experience, that support obviously isn't present today. To fill the gap, we've implemented a prototype application dashboard using HTML5 that's functional today and runs in all modern browsers. This dashboard provides users with a view of all the applications they have installed and allows them to manage and launch their apps. Apps themselves can, at the most basic level, be little more than existing web applications with just a small amount of metadata provided in a JSON application manifest. This manifest includes a pointer to the app, a localized title and description, and other information which describes the presentation and capabilities of the app. The next key piece of the system is application distribution. How does a user actually install one of these things? Well, what you're looking at now is a prototype of a web application that supports self-distribution. A user may click an install link from within the app, which causes the app to communicate over a secure channel with the application repository and triggers the installation. In addition to self-distribution, we've also allowed for the possibility of application stores, which can include features such as reviews, discussion boards, ratings, or whatever else the producer of the store finds important. This prototype store, AppMonkey, demonstrates how both paid and free application installation can work. The user identifies themselves to the store and sets up their account. Once complete, the user is able to click to start the installation of an application, and they confirm their intent to purchase, and they allow the store to install this application into their repository, and now the app becomes visible on their dashboard. In our prototype, this flow is enabled by HTML5 features including cross-document messaging and browser local storage. A secure API is exposed by the application repository using cross-doc messaging so that stores and apps can send messages to the repository, but the user can remain in control of the important parts of the interaction. You can read a whole lot more about how this communication works, as well as learn about other critical features like secure purchase verification in our technical documentation on GitHub. Finally, while right now we're focusing on the key elements of the infrastructure to enable open web apps, there are several interesting explorations occurring simultaneously. We're building browser add-ons to improve security and user experience. We're playing with ways that users might run searches across all of their applications, or get an aggregated view of notifications of interesting events happening in their apps, and a whole lot more, so stay tuned.